Hello, welcome back to my channel, Lomzy Sews. Today's sewing video is going to be sewing vlog, and that is because I already started making this draped skirt before I got the questions. The questions was how I make my draped skirt, and another person asked how to know the amount of flounce to cut for your skirt. So I'm just going to add the two questions up and subscriber answer them how I make. So basically, for my draping of skirts, I just make pencil skirts depending on the length of the skirt and the shape of the drape I'm making, and I just make slash and spread. I use slash and spread method to open up for the draping of the skirt, and that's what I am doing here. I like to do it straight on my fabric. So this paper you're seeing, this pattern paper, is just scrap pattern paper. I just picked and pinned them together because I'm just going to throw them away immediately after making the drape skirt. So just spread my spread the slash and spread. Oh my word, this is late in the night. I'm doing this voiceover, so bear with me. So I'll just go ahead and slash and spread the amount of draped that I want. Just make sure you cut till the end. I always like to add my sewing allowance before I drape, so I've already done all of that, and I'm cutting this out on my fabric. As you can see, straight on fabric. I didn't make any because this takes a lot of pattern paper, so I rather make it like this, and I'm done with it. I will throw away the pattern paper, so I hope this will take care of some questions from the person. But I'm going to make a full tutorial because I find out that this fabric doesn't show the draping on the skirt very well, so I will just get a plain fabric and make full tutorial on draping of skirts. The last draped skirt tutorial I made, I didn't do any sewing tutorial to that one, so maybe the next time when I'm going to do both the sewing tutorial and the pattern drafting. So please bear with me. But I hope with this you will be able to learn one or two. So this is the drape that I'm making, and this one is going to be gathered. Is not going to be I'm not going to make pleats. I'm going to make gathers for this one. So I hope that answers your question. So this is it after it was draped, and I'm going to cut flounce for it. So this part of the video is for the person that asked how to know the amount of fabric to use for your flounce and how to cut it. So I already have a video on how to cut flounce, but I'm going to do this because of the person that wants to know the amount of fabric to use for your flounce. So this is the skirt that we'll be cutting the flounce for. I have made the draping for the front. Can you see how the draping is? So I'm going to be adding flounce to this. So this is the front. This side that is draped is the front, and this side is the back. This is the upper part and this is the lower part, obviously. So we are going to add draping from the back, center back. We come all the way like this and come to this place where I have marked it's close to where I stopped the draping. So that's where I'm going to be stopping the flounce I'm adding to this. So from here where the draping stopped till the hemline here, I want this place to be maybe starting from here will be 3 inches, and coming down to the hem will be 4 inches, and all the way like this will now be 8 inches. If you saw the last skirt that I made, that's how I cut it. So for you to know the amount of fabric you need for your flounce, you will take the measurements from wherever you are making you're adding the flounce. So I want to add here, so we're going to take this measurement from here like this, and I will stop where the draping stopped, so somewhere here, which is 32.5. So to determine the exact amount of fabric you need, you can either cut it straight on your pattern paper, that way you will now check and know the amounts that you're going to use, or you're a professional, you cut straight on fabric and you measure on your fabric because you already know the amount of fabric you need already. For me, I already know the amount of fabric I need for this type of skirts because I'm used to making this. So that is what I have here, and I have folded it into 4. This is what I have: 1, 2, 3, 4. I folded it into 4 because I want 2 to be for lining and 2 will be for the main fabric. Remember, we are putting the flounce from back to front. So what I have here is 31 inches by 31 inches squared out, is a full square. So I'm going to get the midpoint of this. So if you're using your pattern paper, this is what you're going to do. You're going to use your pattern paper to do the same thing that I'm doing. That way, when you finish calculating that, you know where you will stop your pattern paper, and with that, you know the amount of fabric to use. So let's go ahead and cut this. First, I will get the midpoint, like I said. So what I have here is 31.5, which would give me 16.25. So 16.25 is here, also like that. So it's here. The two of them will meet here. So at this place, this is where I'm going to make my center of my flounce. So I'll take my radius here. So I'm going to take 2 inches, and that is because I don't want too much crease on the end part. So I'm going to take 2 inches round. I hope this chalk is showing. I cannot deal with this if this chalk is not showing. I just hope, oh my world. So I'm just marking round 2 inches. I've lost concentration because I'm feeling like this chalk is not showing. So guys, this is where I made, in case if that didn't show, this is where I made the radius, 2 inches radius all around. Now I will mark, I will just pick any of the square, any of the whatever. I'll just pick there from there, and I'll start taking, just pick the midpoints like this, and you're going to start with a curve that looks like this. And then you start taking the measurement. Like I told you, I want it to start with 3 inches, and I will start with 3 inches like that. I'll just go with 3 inches, and I continue increasing it 3.5. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Just increasing it sparingly. I'm going to 4 inches now, like that. Now I've gone to 5 inches, so I'll just keep doing that. That's because I want a tapered end. Just note what I'm taking. Just make sure when you are changing the length, width is not too close. Just, I hope I am making sense. So now I have gone to 6, so I'm connect this to 6. I just don't have any method of doing this. I'm just doing it like that, and then I will go to 6.5, enter 7, just like that. Just like that. My end point is 8, so I'm going to do 8 inches here, and I continue like that, 8 inches all around till where the flounce will stop. So now this is where it stopped. I don't know. I hope, oh God, I don't know if these things were visible. Oh my word. So this is where it stopped. So now this place where it stopped, that is where you're going to measure round like that until you come to the end of this. This is where the end it stops. It's not you will stop here, but anyway. So I'm going to take the measurements here like this, the inner one, and go around the round measurements. So you can either start from here and take it out, or you can start from the inner one. So let's just take it out like that. So remember what I needed is 32 inches. This is where 32 inches stops. So what I usually do is I like to leave the remaining whatever, so that because this side, the smaller side will be fuller, and this side will not be as full as this place. So when I get to this side, I would gather it a bit so that I will still maintain the same flounce I have from the beginning. I hope you understand me. So so you don't don't be afraid when your flounce is bigger than what you have. You know what you want to do with it. So this is what I have here. So what I have here is 60 inches, and that's exactly what I need. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. Please don't mind me. I am just coming back from fabric shop, and I saw the message and decided to turn this into a video. Else I wasn't planning for it to be a video, so I'm just kind of tired. So you cut this out like this. So can you guys see what I mean? If I want to maintain this volume of flounce here, I have to gather this side so that it will maintain this flounce that you have here. Can you guys see? If I don't do it, see how straight this would be. And that's not how straight I want it to be. So I want to gather this a bit to give me the same thing. If I measure it down, you will see it's the same thing. Can you see? And that's what I need. So I'll go ahead and join this. I'll pick one set, join them, make one the lining and the main fabric. So guys, I will go ahead and do this and show you guys the final look. Don't forget to reach me on my about page or from my description section if you want any sewing pattern. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.